This is a 2011 Hyundai Tucson, and today we're gonna change a transmission fluid. Now, I've never changed a transmission fluid before, so this is gonna be the first time. I already called the Hyundai dealer. They wanted like $350 to change it. That's kind of expensive for me, I think, but I decided I'm gonna change it myself. So I watched some YouTube videos, but they didn't have the video that I was looking for. I'm about to change the transmission fluid on my Hyundai Tucson all-wheel drive. Now, I never done this before, so this is the first time. I've been looking at videos on YouTube on how to change Hyundai Tucson, but from the listing, it didn't give me much of a 2011 Hyundai Tucson. So I'm gonna try to do it myself. I called the Hyundai dealership and they wanted like $350 plus to change a transmission fluid. Now, I just got done changing the oil, which is easy. You know, as you can see, that took some of my oil right there. And new oil right here. I was trying to find out from YouTube while I was changing my oil on how to change it. Now, as you can see, this and this, I don't know, I think it's like the air intake, because when you open this up, you could see the filter. But if you look past that, there's a little bolt. There's a little bolt right here. Yeah, you can't see it very well, but I'm pointing at it. This is where you put the transmission fluid inside the car once you have drained it. I haven't drained it yet. I really wanted to find out where the bolt was located at, and it took some time because the bolt is hidden under here and you won't be able to see it unless you move this. But in order to move it, it has these little flaps. You see these flaps? It locks in. It locks in, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to put it back on, but I'm sure it's simple. But once you pop that, it releases this. But right here, there's a Phillips head. Just remove this and you can remove this. So once you remove this, you should be able to reach that plug right there, because you need to get to that plug to put in new transmission fluid. As you can see, this is the fluid that I'll be using. And I've been Googling what is the best fluid to use. And I'm using Valvoline Max Life. And it says right here, ATF automatic transmission fluid. But if you look through the back, it has a listing. It has a listing of cars that can be used, and one says Hyundai. And if you look on Google or on YouTube, you know, Valvoline Max Life, they recommend it. So back to the issue. Once I lift this car up, I'm gonna drain the fluid. But the most important thing is, if you don't find out where to put in the fluid, you're not gonna be able to put any transmission fluid in. So that's the first step. Now that I know where this is, I can just remove this, get it out of the way, and when the time comes, put a funnel right there, and I can be able to put in new Valvoline transmission fluid. By the way, let me just lift up the car now. So as you can see, this right here will activate the car to go up. So, but before that, I'm gonna try to remove this to get this thing out of the way. So here's my screwdriver right here. So I'm gonna try to remove this head right here with the screwdriver. Okay, let's move in. Put this down. So I removed the screwdriver. It released the tension on this It released the cylinder right here. Now I was able to release it from the intake. Now I'm gonna remove this. Remove this, get it out of the way. So now I've got this. So see if I can remove this from here. So that's gonna be the next step. And then I might have to remove these. See this? Gotta learn these words right here. But I have to remove this to remove this. Oh, I forgot. I have a whole bunch of plastic gloves. Look at my hand. I have a whole bunch of plastic gloves. Make sure you're wearing these gloves before you start, because if you don't wear these gloves, your hand's gonna be dirty. Look how dirty that is. So make sure you wear these gloves. It's gonna help your hand out. But back to the filter. So there's a little you see that? Once you unscrew this Phillips head, you're gonna be able to take this out. So this is some kind of like air intake for the engine. So remove that, and guess what? Now that you remove it, you can just put it out of the way. Put it out of the way just like that. And look, you can see it a lot better now. See? That is what we need. We need to get to that. That's the bolt where we're gonna be able to put the transmission fluid in. Okay, you can see it now. You see it? Right there. Right there. Okay. Okay, I just got done washing my hands. So remember, make sure you got some of this. This thing is pretty cheap. So, you know, I just wash my hand. It will take care of your hand from getting dirty, because you don't want to get your hand dirty, you know. So just put that on. Yeah, just put it on. Now you're ready to go. So I just went to the front desk, got me a long funnel. Now this funnel, you're gonna need that, because when it's time, you're gonna go right there in that hole. See that hole down there that we pointed at? You're gonna put this funnel right in that hole. See? So along with that hole, you know, you're gonna need some kind of tools. So as you can see that? On top of that, it's almost like a square. Once I get that thing out, I'll be able to show it to you a lot better. But these tools, they might be the wrong tool. Let me push pause. I'll get back with you. Okay, so I went to the front desk, got this tool right here. You're gonna need this tool, and then this tool right here. See, this is what you need right here. So I got the wrong tool. I had to return it to get this one. So this tool right here is perfect. This will actually go into that square. Oh, and you can feel it, it's locked up. And see how long it is? You need that height so you can be able to use the ratchet to remove it. So that's the step. So the reason why we need to take that out is so that there'll be air going through the system when we're draining. So we're gonna do that now. So back to the location. After removing this container and getting this out of the way, you can see that this battery, this cable right here, this long cable, it's in the way, but you know, it's not that bad. You know, I could still get to that bolt right there. You know, just move this thing out of the way a little bit. You can still get to this bolt right there. So that's my next goal right there, is to take that thing out. But it shouldn't be hard, because I heard that it's made of plastic. So it shouldn't be hard. So don't use a lot of energy to remove that, okay? So just be gentle with that, because you don't want to break that. So I just want you to see what I'm doing. See that? See? It doesn't take that much. Can you hear the sound? It doesn't take that much to remove it. It's moving. Yep. There it goes. So once that's removed, like I say, when you're about to tighten this, you don't have to use a lot of energy. Okay, get this out of the way. Look at that. I forgot to turn off my light. Turn off my light here, my flashlight. Put that down. Okay. There it goes. Okay. So this is what that looks like. You see that? There's the square. See? That's what it looks like. And this light is, I think it's plastic. See that? That goes into that square. I'm sorry, it's really hard to videotape and show you how to do this. But like I say, they don't have a video on the Hyundai Tucson 2011. So I guess I'll be the first one to develop this video. I hope you guys like this video, because, you know what I mean, if you can do it yourself and save $350, good grief, do it yourself. You know what I mean, that's $350. But, you know, just to have a video to show you how to do it would be awesome. Like I say, this is the first time I'm doing this. You know, when I called a Hyundai at one time, you know what they said to me? They said that the transmission is a lifetime transmission fluid. You don't ever have to change it. I say, oh really? Because there's no dipstick. There was no dipstick. And I was trying to find out where the dipstick was located at, and I could not find a dipstick. So months later, okay, I'm going to college right now. I'm taking auto mechanic, right? And there's always questions that I want to ask my teacher. You know, I heard that the Hyundai Tucson don't have to change the oil, but you know, you always have to change the oil on a transmission. Transmission needs new fluid. That's why, you know, there's always transmission fluid, you know. So today when I called the Hyundai service center, they said to me that yes, you do have to change your automatic transmission every so miles, which I forgot what they said, but it's gonna cost about $350 plus. You know what I mean? I said, oh man, that's pretty expensive. So I figured that since I'm taking auto mechanic, why not just do it yourself? You know what I mean? And like I say, this video, I hope it's gonna help everybody out there, because you know, it's nice to find out, you know, your car on the website and how to do it. You know, so sorry, I have a bad accent. I don't really talk very well. So, but I hope you get the general idea on how to do this. So now that we have this thing removed, there's air going inside there. So we're gonna jack up the car and show you how that's done. So I'm lucky because this place, I can rent this place for $8. You know what I mean? I can rent this place for $8. So when you rent this place, it has all the tools you can rent. They have this lift. See this lift? They have this lift. So of course, some of the tools that I'm using, I don't know the proper name to it. So please forgive me for you know, for that. But you know, if I say this thing, that thing, I'm sorry, I just don't know the name of it. But I'm sure that someday I will, because I'm taking auto mechanic and collision repair. So I'm sure that sooner or later I'm gonna learn those names. But let's jack up this car. So push this button right here. And it makes a lot of noise. So it's going up. And if you don't have a lift, it's fine. You know what I mean? Just do it outside your house. You just need to have a proper equipment and tools. Oh, another thing is when you put in the fluid, you got to make sure that the car is level. So it can't be at an incline, or you know, the fluid is not going to be balanced when you put it in. See that? That's what locks the lift. I'm going to go to the very second to the last. There. And now, when you want to make sure it's safe, you just release this handle right here, and it releases the pressure, and it locks that in place. See that? It locks it in place. once this thing is locked, it's not gonna fall, this whole thing is not gonna fall on you and cause an accident. So I'm gonna show you underneath the car. So see, I just changed this. I just changed that. It was simple. You know, if you want me to make a video on how to change this, let me know. And see this? Changing oil is the easiest thing. You know what? When you drive on the road and you see these oil places that say change oil for $20, they're not really changing it for $20. They don't even tell you all the prices. I would suggest that go to Walmart, buy full synthetic oil. It's real cheap. It costs like $25 for full synthetic oil, you know what I mean? And then change it yourself. You're putting the best oil inside your car. So I tell you, if you want a video on this, it is super easy to change. You know, I just didn't make a video on it. I just wanted to make a video on how to change the transmission because I've never done it before. I bet you anything that the transmission oil is all black, but you see this right here? This is the drainer. I'm gonna be draining that first. That's gonna be the plug where you drain the 2011 Hyundai Tucson. So that's gonna be first step. See this? This is the second step, okay? This is made of plastic. So, you know, this has to be removed too. Because once you drain out all the oil, put this nut back on. And then after that, then this is gonna be open. So when you put in new fluid, this is going to be a sign that you're good, because when the fluid drains from here, then you're good. You don't have to put any more fluid in, okay? So I'm gonna put this pause because I don't have a camera stand for you. I wish you could watch this with me, but I'm gonna have to push pause every single time. So let me remove that nut. So I went to the front desk. They gave me these two heads here. So I'm gonna see which one fit that nut. So let's go down there. Okay, so back to this location right here. Okay, we need to remove this. This is where you drain the transmission fluid. So, oh man, that's perfect. Nope, that didn't work. Yeah, I don't need that one. But this one is perfect. Yep. Look at that. It's perfect. You know what? Look at this. And look at this. If I were to drain that fluid, it's gonna run into this. I'm gonna have to move my car. Oh man, I'm gonna have to move my car. Sorry about this. You see this? It's off the rack. I'm not that good. I'm a rookie. So. But I'm gonna have to move this tire close to this edge right here so that when this thing drains, it's gonna drain into this pan right here, okay? So I'm gonna show you that, but it looks like I'm gonna have to move the car and readjust. So I showed you before that the wheel wasn't lined up. So as you can see, I still have the gap on there. Okay, so I did a little bit better job. I had to move the tire as close as possible to that angle, you see that? But I'm about to run out of battery, so I can't make the video long. So I'm just gonna have to do the best I can, because I want to make this video my first video to see how it goes. So. Okay, I jacked up the car. Now I'm gonna put this underneath where I'm gonna draining the fluid. So it's gonna go right there. Sorry if the camera's shaking, I'm sorry. So just put it right there. So when this thing is removed, the liquid's gonna drain down into here, okay? As you can see, the extension from here goes all the way up here. So now there's only this much space, because if this thing goes down, the wind from the outside is gonna blow the liquid down and hit everybody, and it'll get all over the floor. So I'm ready. Now I just gotta remove this bolt. So back to the bracket. I got this big giant ratchet, and this ratchet's gonna go right there, and I'm gonna remove that bolt. Okay, I'm gonna show you how. So I already loosened up this bolt. Now you just turn it, turn it, turn it. Gotta get ready to collect that oil. So turn it. It might be hot, so be careful. So just draining it now. It looks pretty good. I thought it would be dirty since I haven't changed it. Oh, my battery's about to die, so just want to let you guys know that if this video doesn't finish, my battery's about to die. So so I'm just letting you see what it looks like when it's draining. So it's still draining. Still draining. But this is kind of boring. I'm not gonna let you see the whole thing, okay? Look at all that metal fragment. You see that metal fragment? That's from the transmission. Sometimes there's little fragments because I guess particle in the engine transmission sticks on this because it's a little magnet at the very tip. But that's what it looks like. So this is what this looks like. It's a plastic. See? It was right here. But be really careful because this is made of plastic. You don't want to really break this. So you need to release this because when we fill in the transmission fluid from the top, it's gonna, you know, once it starts dripping from here, it's gonna say it's good to go. Your car is completely filled with transmission fluid and you'll be ready to go. So like I say, I'm about to run out of battery, but I hope I can videotape as much as I can. All right, so far I drained in as much transmission fluid into this canister here, and now I went to get a smaller pan right here to collect the excess oil, because when you put in the transmission fluid, there's gonna be transmission leaking from here, and it has to go into this pan right here. So I'm gonna come back here and gonna bring down my vehicle. Okay, put this knob right there to lock you in place. Now I'm gonna release my vehicle. Coming down. Bring it all the way down. I'm about to run out of battery, guys. I'm not gonna be able to finish this video. I'm about to run out of battery. I should bring it down completely. You see, I've never done this before, guys. It's the first time. I've never done this before. But hey, if you teach yourself how to fish, you can pass this on to other people and they can fish themselves. So now we got to make sure it lines up. Let's see. So right there, there's the hole. There's a hole right there. It's gonna go in this bucket. Okay. Now get this sprout. The sprout goes into this hole right here. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And now get my I'm sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm fat. Just get my Bovaline transmission fluid. Okay. Punch a hole into this thing. I'm gonna have to put the camera down because I can't do this. I don't know when the battery's gonna run out, but so I removed this. I'm about to pour this thing in here. So remember, once you pour this in here and you start seeing the drip coming out from this hole right here, then you know you're good. You're done. You're done. So let's pour this thing in. Just pour a little bit at a time. You don't have to fill out the whole thing. Just pour a little bit at a time. As you can see, when you have one hand on the camera, you get a little spill. It's kind of sloppy, you know, so. But you just keep your eyes out. When that thing starts dripping, you know you're good. Oh, look, everybody. It's starting to drip. Look. Look. It's starting to drip. See that? It's dripping. that is a sign that it's filled. So I'm gonna let that thing keep on dripping until it stops, and once it stops, I'll put the plug on. Well, I think it's good to go, cause see that? It's dripping a little bit. I think it's good to go. So I'm gonna put the nut back on. This nut right here, back on, and then we are done. Okay, so I am finished. I put all the dirty transmission fluid in here, and I put in that nozzle. I put the nozzle back on right here. It's not leaking, so that's a good thing. Now the only thing I have left is to put in the bolt back into that hole right there. Sorry, it's a mess. Okay, you're gonna need one of these, long funnel, and you're gonna need one of these, a long head, so you can reach that little nut. Where's that nut at? Yeah, this nut right here. We're gonna have to put that nut back on, and this right here helps. Okay, so now we just gotta put everything back together. See, as you can see, this thing right here is made of plastic, so you don't have to twist it too hard. So now we're gonna put this ratchet in, and then we're gonna tighten it. We're gonna put this ratchet and we're gonna tighten it. Remember, this is plastic, so you don't have to use a lot of pressure. Just keep on turning until it locks in place. No pressure. Yeah, that's good. Don't want to break it, so one of these ratchets set. So now I'm gonna put everything together. Okay, so putting everything together now should be a lot easy. This will go back in. Let's go back in here. So I'm gonna put everything together because I need my two hands. Okay, so I'll show you the finished product, you know, after I'm done. Okay, so I just tighten up that little nut right here, the Phillips screw right there. Now this thing is not moving. Now I just gotta put this housing back onto the filter. Man, my filter is so dirty. I'm gonna have to replace that. But this is the first time I actually seen it, you know, because I've never done this before. So now I'm gonna have to attach this back to this. So I have attached it together. Now I just gotta tighten the screw here. So pretty simple. So once that's tightened, it should stay on. Okay. Now all you have to do is lock this in place. See this? There's this little flap here. Sorry, don't know the name of it, but there's flaps here on all four sides. This flap right here, see, there it is, and there's a flap right there. So we just got to attach this onto this little knot here. So probably have to use some muscle there. Just use some muscles, and it locks up in place. Like I said, I gotta use two hands. So screwdriver, I think this is a Phillips screwdriver. I use that. I use a long funnel, and I use this to remove that bolt underneath the transmission fluid. Let me see what is a 24. Says snap on 24, so I think it's, I don't know, 24 inches maybe. So that's what it looks like, snap on. And then I had to use this ratchet right here, and this ratchet is pretty big, and this ratchet works on the back of this socket. But then I also needed this long head to remove the plug where you're going to put the transmission fluid in. So I needed that. And then in order to remove this, you need to have this ratchet. And this ratchet has a little bit smaller. As you can see, the head's different. This one's bigger, this one's smaller. This one works with this. So it's the only way I could take out that plastic nut. Remember, don't use too much muscle or you're gonna break it. And that's pretty much all I needed to change the transmission fluid. And of course, I have to use this lift right here. I used this lift, and I needed that drainer. But pretty much, you don't even have to have one of these. You just need one of these, you know. AutoZone has it, O'Reilly has it, and just get it. And when you're done with the oil, take it back to AutoZone, and they'll get rid of it for you. I am done.